Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to
Hello,
the Single
everybody.
Man's Commission podcast. I'm Rigersi.
I'm Samuel.
And I'm
Nice seeing
Jani.
you again.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, what's the drink of the day, Sam?
I've been told from CIA that it's a secret, so
Okay,
I
good.
don't want
Okay,
to spill
thanks for the warning.
Okay, we're here with
Cheers.
Nix, we're here with Apo, and with everybody watching at home or from work if you are a lazy worker.
No.
Now,
Everybody can watch us from internet, so
yeah,
internet is
Yeah.
everywhere.
yeah.
the great things about internet, but also there are some bad things when it comes to our youth. We've been doing a lot of talking behind the scenes with the guys, and this second podcast we wanted to talk about the youth, whether it's in our country or everywhere. Are we going through a decadence phase in order to try and reach modernity? So I'd like to take the guys' opinions at first, and then I'll come up with my own conclusion to it.
But firstly, sorry, Jani, we would like to salute our ghost.
Oh yeah, the ghost of the
Oh,
podcast.
Hello.
Hi, Ruben. How was your week?
Depressing.
Okay.
That's
That's
Why?
a kind of
You
week.
got nothing to be depressed about.
Still, that's a kind of week.
That's
so-
a depressing ghost.
Yeah. Okay, so Yanni.
Yeah. What can I say? To be honest with you, we are now fighting with this thing that is called decadence.
Decadence, yeah.
Decadence.
I mean, what is decadence? In the first mean is like a decline. I mean, we are declining things, everything in our society and institution. I guess you know. Now the youth is starting to decline, and for example, things that our ancestors passed it away from us, starting from the way of living. To be honest with you, today's generation is kind of lazy.
Just kind of.
Okay.
He's being modest. He wants to.
I mean, you get it. I mean, come on, man. Our ancestors in the past took their weapons and go to war in our age, and now in our age, the only thing we are complaining about is why don't I have a car?
Well, if you don't have a car, like
If you,
Yeah, but
neither of
still,
us here has a car. Okay, so
some
let's
words
stop.
of wisdom for you, Jani. If you don't have a car, buy a car.
No, some better words of
Simple.
wisdom. The lack of a car brings you the lack rate of my English isn't English today. The lack of a car brings you lackness of the P word, which we're not going to say because it's going to go on YouTube. Anyway,
yes, but still, I mean, and I see I make a, how can I say this?
you're evaluating the
Your
situation.
valuation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I make a.
No,
Excuse our English. We're not English in today.
brain is not brainy.
Brain is not there.
Okay, recollect your
Cooperate.
thoughts.
And you're offend my drink.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, if that's actually a drink, so we still don't know
Okay, can we
Okay.
stop with the passive aggressiveness?
it.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's talk business right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you need more-
Apple want to hear about this.
Okay, do you need some time to recollect your thoughts and come back later and we can move on with someone?
Yeah, of course.
Go on.
The question was, is youth today going to decadence or modernism? That was
Yeah, basically
the basic
he
question.
asked. Yeah.
well. First, we need to know what is decadence and what is modernism. I will not talk just like my teacher JP. The only a true fan will know who he is. I will talk just in simple words. Decadence.
Peterson.
Decadence is, how can I say, a synonymous word can be said. It's a decay. It's just like decadent, just like a plant that if you don't feed it,
it decays. Yeah,
It
basically
decays.
a decay of morality,
decay of
conceptions, words,
lack
thoughts.
of when the youth don't take the traditional themes, they don't like discipline, they don't do things that they are being taught to do, they forget morals, they forget
values. Yeah.
values, they forget how to run a country or how to be responsible. So decadence can be a decline, and it goes to degenerism.
Yeah,
It's
it's
the
the
last-
generation.
Degeneration is that, but also modernism is just like you say, we remove the traditional themes and we embrace new things. Sometimes those new things can be technology, new kind of morals, the society decides, those type of stuff. This is with simple words, but to get to the point,
Yeah.
decadence, it's 99.9% where the youth is going.
Yeah.
And we accept it or not, that's the real thing.
Well, I think we go through decadence to try and reach modernism. Listen, I love our country. We have some good traditions and values.
Yeah, you sure do.
Okay, stop being a party pooper, party pooper.
No, I'm just saying.
Everyone boo this man. Boo him.
And
No.
Apple speaking. Apple speaking.
Okay.
yeah,
Apple-
I hope
Apple,
I hope you doing this next time.
I hope you drown in this.
Yeah.
Screw you.
Apple is
Yeah.
saying that
Screw.
We should stick
we
to the
screwed
theme.
up a little.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, I love our country, but considering our rough history, like it was only 30 years ago, which is like 13 years before I was born, because I'm 20 years old now. Holy crap, I'm old. Anyway,
Okay.
what I was saying is, we didn't go through the natural evolution that the West went because of the
Yeah.
communism and all those stuff. So we were basically behind, and since we were starved for some modernism, for some liberty, we kind of went and took it afar. And what we see happening today is that we try to adopt trends from the Western world, but we either adopt the worst of trends or we adopt trends in the worst way possible. It's really messed up, the situation that we're in, but even in the world today. I think and we had a discussion about this before, before we came in. The difference between the liberals and the Republicans, where the liberals for so long, up until a couple of years ago, which is something that they recently messed up, is that they made it fun to be part of their group. While Republicans always made it such a chore, and now we see the liberals make it a chore. And it's like, let me see the fun in this. Okay, yeah, I have responsibilities as a human being to myself, to God, to the community, whoever, to the universe. But let me have some fun with my life. Okay? I'm not a bad person because I want to ingest some fast cars. I'm not a bad person because one day I want to have my mega mansions and things. What makes you a bad person are the evil things you do to hurt other people. Enjoying the luxuries that you afford by your own work does not make you a bad person. At least in my opinion. But
yeah, we had this discussion earlier.
European or AT opinion?
no, it's not just Andrew Tate's opinion. Okay, I'm not a blind follower of anybody. Of course, I agree with a lot of things it says. There's some things that I disagree with. But this is one of the things that always made sense to me. I don't understand why somebody sees somebody living their best life through the hard work and dedication that they've put in, and they're always like, oh, but while you're enjoying your yacht, there is somebody starving in Africa. Like, I know, I feel bad about it. If I have millions of dollars, and when I have millions of dollars one day, I'm going to make some charity towards it. But I'm not the world government. I cannot fix the issues that people face in their day-to-day lives. I'm going to enjoy the fruits of the hard work I put in.
Yeah, it's true, but I believe always we need to take the good and the best thing from everybody. We need to take the best and we need to take the worst thing that they have and put it on trash. Or just to keep it in mind that everyone is human, everyone can make mistakes, and everyone can do good with their life. So the main thing is, I think that Albania has a lot of problems, but as we have learned history, we need the basics of education are three pillars.
Yeah,
Three pillars.
okay.
It's school, it's family, and it's the
community,
society
yeah.
or community itself. So if we examine both of these three, we can say that why the youth today is like that, or why it isn't like we want it to be. So for starters, we have schools. I know that it's a cliche or cheesy thing to say that we hate school. Okay, we hate school. In America, they hate school. In Norway, in
Everywhere.
everywhere in the
around
world. Albania is not different on this thing, but we have to understand we need to do things sometimes that we don't want to do, but it's important for us to do it because we can learn something or it's necessary to do it, even if you hate it.
Yeah, that's where discipline comes in, and we're seeing a lot of pressure from the media to tell parents to kind of leave their children undisciplined. Like, I'm not advocating for child abuse, but sometimes you just have to slap some sense into your kid. You know, the blue flip flop didn't kill anybody.
Look at us.
Yeah, look at us. But no,
Look at them.
in all seriousness though, we have a generation of parents, like, we saw the kid of a bar owner yesterday that
Yes.
slapped the waitress. He's like 6 years old
Why I miss the funny part, man? Why?
because she didn't do what he told her to do. He's a kid. Adults do not obey to him. I'm sorry, but this is wrong. Get this in your head. Slapping your kid once in a while, disciplining him, grounding him is going to make him a functional member of society. Otherwise, you just raise psychopaths, sociopaths, emotionally unstable people that are going to become rapists, violent school shooters, whatever. Discipline your kids. Okay, or I'm going to discipline them for you. And trust me, I'll slap the fuck out of them. Sorry, I'm sorry to go.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
you need to drink some water because I don't think you're okay now.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The goals come
Stay
to
hydrated.
stay and tell us the right thing to do. Okay, but Apo is saying that. Why are you angry?
I'm angry because I don't know. Perhaps it's this disconnect between me and my generation and even younger generation, but between me and our generation in general. I see a lot of kids that are spoiled. People like we went to school, okay? The class clown. There was always a class clown, even in previous generations. I'm sure of it. But there's too many clowns, too many unfunny clowns, and they didn't stop at joke. They literally bullied the teachers. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Again, I'm sorry. What the hell is going on? Please, can you please explain to me? How do you raise your child to be this arrogant piece of crap that does not respect anybody, that starts fight with everyone, that basically the figures of authority in school are nothing to him? How do you do that? How much of a mess up of a parent do you have to be? Yes, I get it. Sometimes you try your best and things doesn't work. But if this is an issue that we see in mass, then clearly parents are not doing their jobs.
We agree.
Actually,
Yeah.
We agree.
It's even the environment they like grow up in. that makes them like
Yes,
this?
but that's the problem. Parents are not in their children's life anymore. They just spoil them with gifts.
Yeah.
If a child starts crying or starts throwing a tantrum, just give it to them. And that's how you raise sociopaths.
And then in the end, the parents are like, "Oh my God, why did my son or daughter come up like this?" Like,
Yeah,
A problem.
you screwed him up. You set him up
Yeah.
for failure.
Yeah, that was a good point. But the other thing that we need to understand is that I mentioned the three pillars, and we see. I'm talking about Albania, but if I'm talking for Albania, I'm talking for the whole world because we're not very different from another countries. We have basically the world has same systems in most of
Yeah,
the
we're
countries.
going
But
through
the three is that
globalization.
if the community is not functioning, if the family is not functioning, and if the school is not functioning, basically
We
it's
are
screwed up.
We
It's
are
screwed
on
up
our own.
and bad. But for myself, just you know, both and the others know that I teach in my gym. I teach jiu-jitsu
classes.
classes for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of kids there that come, and the thing is that parents are very very worried that their kids will get injured, they will cry, they will go everything, and they will do maybe someone it's better than his kid, and this parent doesn't want his kid to be
To feel inferior.
to
yeah.
feel inferior. But this is for me and for everyone. I was at the same age as them once.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, you, Jan,
Yeah,
we remember
everyone.
our city was not like it is today. We had a lot of spaces to play football, street football.
Yeah.
I'm talking for myself, I don't know. And when I remember I got up every morning, 9, something like that. I went to play, I came at home for lunch, go again play, and come in the midnight at home, and I was bruised all over my body.
Yeah.
Okay, but you know that was part of fun. We
Yeah.
played, we felt it, we felt the game. We were very, oh, I want to win, I want to win, I want to win. At the end of the day, we came home and we were happy, even if we
Yeah.
lost, because we
We-
felt the game. We enjoyed the bruise, we enjoyed the injuries, everything. We
It
enjoyed them.
didn't even matter to
It
us.
didn't even
Yeah,
matter.
Because-
it didn't.
Hell, we have a great expression from our country that is, if the kid doesn't get hurt, the kid doesn't grow.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know what? Except for getting hurt and growing up, the one thing that made us who are we today is that in that time we also had the chance to get more socialized with other children our age.
Yeah.
And so we could have learned different things. And today kids, it's, you know what's surprising? My brother is
15, 16.
yeah, 50, 16, something like that.
Mhm.
And he doesn't go out to play with other children his age. I ask him, why don't you go out? Why don't you go play football? Or go for a run or something.
Just for a walk.
Yeah, just for a walk. Having some time, meeting some friends. He told me, why should I go out? I have my friends here. What do you mean you have it?
In Discord?
Huh?
In Discord? Or in
In social
WhatsApp?
media.
No.
yes.
In a video game it's very famous now, Fortnite.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
I just lost so many brain cells.
I mean, come on. What are you talking about?
Oh, the ghost is speaking. Look.
Yeah, the depressing times. Live it there.
I mean, you are telling me you have friends with some guy which you talk in the microphone and you don't even know their real names
Yeah.
or their real age or their
Their
real country.
faces, anything.
Anything about them, and you call them your friends, and the way you spend your time with them is
For playing dumb games.
from playing a damn game.
Come on.
I mean, where's the emotion? Where is the time when? Yeah, I mean, in this age, I always go out with my friends to experience another adventure.
Do you remember how many dumb things we've
Yeah.
done?
Yeah.
And how much we
Oh.
enjoy doing them.
And we remember today. That's a good thing because it's a memory that it won't go away from us to the
Yeah.
day we die.
Like
So-
some of my happiest memories, whether it's my earliest childhood or when I got my teenage years that I met you guys, is that we had some dumb things that we wanted to do and we just did them. And now, whether it's getting high, getting drunk,
Okay,
eating, food.
that's unsafe.
Your mother is not going to watch this. Come on, chill. The blue flip flop is not going to hurt you.
It's not about, it's not about that. It's just we are trying to give a good example.
We are trying to
Don't
give.
do drugs.
Don't do
We are
that.
trying to give
But
a
if you
real.
do it stupid.
We are trying to give a
Do
real
the style.
example. Come on, I believe it's not the fault of the video games. It's just the thing that
Parents need to learn how
it's
to
a percentage of the fault. Yes, it's the parents. I remember, I also used to play a lot. I remember kids today would not recognize Nintendo. It was just a small
Yeah.
box that was open and you
Yeah,
just
I
play
had
Super.
one too.
You play Super Mario there.
Yeah.
You know, but I remember when I was a kid, when I did that, I share it with all my friends.
Yeah.
You play one game, and we just roast each other. Why didn't you go to the next level?
Yeah, I did think about that. Even in the time when we had video games like them, we still got the chance to socialize with other persons.
Yes, because things were more were more expensive for us to afford back then for our families. Plus, our parents grew up in a generation. We grew up in a generation that got a lot of no's. Okay, or perhaps it's particular to our families and generations, but we are the early Gen Z. Okay, we're
Yeah.
not the middle
Yeah,
and
yeah,
late
yeah.
Jay Z. We're
Yeah.
the early Jay Z. Gen Z, because
Yeah.
I said Jay Z.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Gen Z, the
Yeah.
early Gen Z. We're not far from millennials. And considering that Albania is a bit behind on all this mentality, our parents, and we are the eldest sons of our
Yeah.
respectful families, yeah, we got the no, the harsh no, which taught us,
Yeah,
look, you don't get everything you want in life. We socialized with other kids.
yeah,
Okay, we weren't always on our parents' grasp, and that taught us some people are better than you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're going to get hurt. Sometimes if you do dumb things, you're going to get hurt. But
Yeah.
sometimes the fun is in the dumb things.
yeah.
The problem is that we're going through decadence because parents don't know how to say no. We're being less and less sociable. I mean, look at social media. It's so addictive. And hell, even for
Yeah.
somebody like me who has a life, okay? I got work to do. I got the podcast with you guys. I got the conversations that I have to talk. Sometimes I just want to scroll on social media and see dumb things that I've already seen because it's addictive. Because it's a simple task. It's a small task that creates this dopamine effect that actually gives you this small sense of you, this false sense of you achieving something when you haven't. Whether it's through likes that you get from a story, the views that you get from a story, the likes and views and engagement that you get in anything that you post.
You know, it's a validation, but it's a validation that doesn't matter. It doesn't have any weight or meaning in our life.
Yes, because it's short-term gratification that leads to long-term problems.
Or some famous people, motivational speakers, you know, and other famous people say that it's cheap dopamine. It's a cheap dopamine in a short time. I think that not only this, I'm giving another example. In my BJJ class, but for kids, but no, not only on that, but every martial art or sports course that it's for children, I think that it needs to have a big table that says not parents allowed inside.
Yeah.
I'm not
A big sign, yeah.
a big sign, but I don't know, I'm not being rude, but the truth is kids don't concentrate when their parents are there.
Yes,
Because because they will always they
Seek for
talk to
their
the children.
attention.
Yeah, they seek for, or they are very, very, very shy when parents are around because they have the fear that they will criticize him or her. They will speak,
Oh yeah.
and that's the thing that I always say and I shout every time that to the girl that is responsible for talking to the parents and getting the payments and all the secretary. I always say to her, please. I just come to her and say, can you come just a second? I will tell you a good story.
Mm.
And it comes from my heart. Get them out immediately, because I don't have time to teach a kid that is not concentrated. It's just 1 hour, man. And in that 1 hour, I can teach him anything if
If
his
it's
or
not
her
cons-
parents are
Are-
there.
Yes, because
Yeah.
kids will be looking for attention and validation from their parents,
Uh,
and all of this is just it's not concentrating them. Plus, they're in a gym with adults there to supervise them. It's not different from daycare, from kindergarten,
Yeah.
from school. Why the hell are you still staying there? Let your kid get hurt. Let your kid experience pain.
I have a
How
lot
is
of
he going
kids.
to learn things in life?
Yeah.
How is he going to learn the value of being careful?
Yeah.
What we see there. Okay, there's plenty of motivational speakers today.
Yeah.
But some of them are exceptional and have gathered large audiences. The three most important motivational speakers today are Andrew Tate, Jordan Peterson, and David Goggins. And why these people, especially Jordan Peterson and Andrew Tate in particular, even though they have some different types of methodologies, in the core of their message is stop believing the stupid propaganda, actually think about what you're thinking about, criticize your own opinions, your own thoughts, break it down, and experience things. Let life run through you so you can then run through life.
You remember the last in the last podcast I told you when you were saying about your motto, don't overthink things.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
It's just like Taoism says that don't think, do. If you do, you think.
Because you need
Are part
action.
of each other. Yeah.
You need action in life. Listen, if you thoughts are just thoughts, okay, are concepts that we have in our mind. If we do things, if we try to experience them, of course we gotta give them a careful thought, a careful time to stretch things out and break them down and understand why this comes from, where do I want to go with this, short-term goals, long-term goals, all of that good stuff that everybody talks about. But just experience things. Listen, we don't have much in this podcast. This is being done in one of Samuel's rooms with my crappy phone, with a couple of lights here, and some things we found in the house. And the three of us together. We're trying to do a podcast. And also, there's other people behind the camera. There's not much budget to it, but we're doing it. Why? Because we want to go somewhere. We're going to stay stuck here and overthink it? No! Hell no! Let's just do it. I'm working a job. I'm trying to find different place to be an actor in. And later in life, a different place. Just do things. It's that simple.
And
you should
sometimes.
try everything.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah, but that's
Except drugs. Don't do drugs.
that's what modernism is. Just being lazy without purpose, and people just whining, complaining about that why his or her life it's better than mine, and I just the people always say that it's another person's fault that I'm here. It's not me who is the first one to be responsible. It's the other one.
I
So
Yeah.
that's
people want to blame others for their mistakes. That's what you
yeah. But we need to know if some a very famous general, colonel, I don't remember, was saying in his retirement speech that if we want to change the world, with our ideas and everything, we just have to do the most simple thing that we need to do. Even Jordan Peterson said that. Make your bed, fix
Yeah.
your room.
Yeah.
Just start with the small stuff. You fix the bed, later you go to your library, you fix your books on the way that you want it to put it. You later go to your clothes, you put it on the right closets, socks, underwears, everything. If we fix our room, then we go change the world. We can take it literally or in the metaphorical way. But
Yeah.
either way, we need to have discipline. That's what I'm trying to teach the kids. But you know, his or her parent, when they see people, when they see, sorry, the kids spar with each other, come on, man. We know we are adults, and we in jiu-jitsu or any other kind of sport, we get hurt. We have sometimes my ankle gets
Wrist, yeah.
my wrist gets a little bit hurt, sometimes my shoulder, sometimes my back. But if I just complain,
Nothing will be solved. Yeah.
nothing.
Well,
I-
it says, Jesse said before, if you don't get hurt, you can't grow up.
Yeah, but the kids need to learn the lesson. If you do something wrong along the way, the techniques I'm saying, you
You're
you
gonna
get
learn
submitted.
from your
Yeah,
mistakes.
you get submitted and you learn. You embrace the
You
embrace the
embrace-
lesson.
yeah.
You embrace the lesson. But the problem is, parents always say, why my kid is doing with that kid? Why my kid is doing that kid? Please don't let him do with it because he will get injured. But at the end of the day, I don't have 50 kids. I have 15, 10, 20. If everyone says to me like that, all of the kids need to spar with me. I'm the last one.
Yeah.
So
You know what?
common
about-
sense is missing.
You know what about the parents that don't want their kids to get hurt? I think it's more like they want to. How do I say this? Redempt themselves.
Yeah, to go through a redemption arc. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, think they somehow don't. They have. I mean, let's be honest. Our parents have gone through many worse things than us.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's true. But and now they don't want us to go through the same thing. Yeah, that's very nice. That's true. But still, we are forgetting something. In a podcast that once I saw, I don't remember who said it, but it was very smart. He said, in bad times make strong people.
Yeah.
Strong
Yeah.
people make good times, but good times
Create weak people.
create with you. You
But-
see, we are in this loop.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah, this loop,
keep-
man. But yeah, you're
Keep
right.
it right.
It's a loop that keeps repeating itself. But
Yeah.
you know, progress comes when you break the loop. You break the cycle and you just go another way. Why should you go the same way all over again
Yeah.
when you know that it's a bad thing? Just like Einstein said himself. Only stupid people try to do the same thing and they expect different results.
Yeah, of course.
Why not one of the most brilliant minds?
Yes. Well, we kind of have to understand that there is this idea that how do I say this? Okay, you mentioned that modernism is what's wrong with society today, basically, with the abandonment of values.
Yeah.
That's the way you put it. I don't think that's. I mean, people have been raised in a certain way. It goes back to the point that Republicans, the conservatives all over the world, make it such a chore to being a conservative. And what's the difference? What's the opposite of that? Is someone that says, okay, why should I be chained up to the rules that you're opposing me? If I don't even know why are they opposed? So screw you, screw everything that you say to me. I'm gonna break my chains, I'm going my way. And they go all the way down the decay to degeneracy. We should find a way in the middle to, okay, have that nice car, have that nice house, have some money and the all over authority over me, my life, and who I choose to interact with in my life. But we should also have those good old values of loving our family, loving our children, loving our parents, and not become too materialistic and obsessed with money. But it's kind of a hard point to it's kind of a really thin line to not cross. Think about it. You've won some jiu-jitsu contests.
Tournaments,
Okay?
yes.
Yeah, tournaments. You've gotten some medals. You've gotten a bit cocky. You've done some You've gotten some achievements in your life. You've gotten
Yeah.
cocky. I've gotten cocky. And this is at our lower level, okay?
Yeah.
For all that's worth, our in the grand scheme of things, our achievements are not that much.
Yeah.
The problem is that the society nowadays makes every achievement seem like something big in the grand
Yeah.
scheme of
Yeah.
things, or they're downplayed to it's as if it doesn't exist. That's so you're left confused. And as a young person today, what you want to do?
You can say that we are losing our motivation to go even further.
Not just the motivation, it's our pursuing in life. We don't know what to pursue
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
We don't even know ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
We
even
don't
see,
know how far we can go.
we even see it with genders today, non-binary, gender fluid. Why do you think so many different identities that are being cropped up on top of each other, piled up? You're white, you're this, you're black, your gender is this, because people don't actually have skills and real life conversations and real life experiences to try and identify themselves. So they identify themselves by these labels that sometimes they don't even know what they mean, but they still endorse them anyway because people are desperate for recognition. But people wouldn't be desperate for recognition if we, one, didn't give them away, didn't give them false rewards over small small tasks that don't amount to nothing, and two, if we give them more time to socialize. If you see let's take TikTok for example. TikTok is the most addictive app today. Why? Because its algorithm is so good. TikTok has these community guidelines. When you accept the terms of the community, it says that we access your data. By accessing our data, everything we ever fucking searched, excuse me again for my French,
Yeah.
everything we ever searched, everything we do, everything that we say, when it writes that down, it produces an algorithm that keeps feeding us of more of the things that we like to do, we like to
Yeah.
see. And so we get addicted to the false reward that as if we're doing something and we're doing absolutely nothing. Sometimes I get amazed at the time that I've wasted, and it's hard for me to stop. I try to stop and I try to stop, and it's becoming harder and harder. And I consider myself to be smarter than average, but you know, and we're going to discuss this someday in our
Another
podcast.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but sometimes I question whether I'm smart or do I just have common sense?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, we talked it and we said it before that we'll do it on another
You know what?
episode.
With what you said now, you remind me. It was a nice phrase from Bleach. It's the anime. I know everybody will say, "Hey, it's the anime. It's for kids or something." So many.
I think the public
Yeah, guess it.
generally globally has become more open. But
Yeah.
please do go on.
Yeah.
That is more older people who are like, yeah, animes are more for kids because like it's becoming so much more popular.
Say that to the Japanese
Yeah,
old
so
people that do the Genki Dama with their
You have
hands.
old people even on YouTube that react to animes or they watch shows. Like it's not like everyone. Like
Okay,
everyone is getting
okay.
addicted.
My point is this. The character said a very good phrase. It was his name was Aizen. He was the villain of the story, and his phrase was this: there is no truth or lie in our life. Are only things that are based in facts.
Yes.
The
Or
basic thing
or
of
what
love.
Itachi
No.
said to Sasuke when Sasuke went to kill him. Everybody lives in lies of their own perception,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is badass.
Yeah.
Listen,
Also, Itachi said very good thing to Kisame before they part ways, his partner, he said to him, "We don't know ourselves. We search all our lives for ourselves, but we find what kind of person are we only on the moment we die. That's the moment when you decided I was good or I was bad. That's
And-
the defining point."
Still,
Please do
Isaac
not
is
try
cooler.
to. Please try not to kill yourselves. Okay.
Don't
Don't.
don't sue us for
Suicide is not the answer to find who you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
and
It's
and Isaac is cool.
to further explain what touch meant. It's like we have all these experiences in our lives, the way we dealt with things. At the end of our lives, a lot of people believe that a movie is going to be played in front of your eyes of the way
No,
that you lead
live.
your life up until now. And at that moment, with the purest of conscience, without trying to cope with anything, because it's the end, you're going to make an objective decision of whether you were a good or a bad person. Because throughout our lives, there is this expression that I often use. Even the devil is the hero of his own story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We try to justify all of our actions, our inactions, things we had to say, things we didn't say. And I've done it plenty of times in my life. I'm guilty of this. Everybody's guilty of this to some extent. Even the best of us sometimes fall victims of the radicalizations of their own beliefs because they disagree with somebody, whether it's in a moral aspect, mental aspect, whatever. We try to paint those people as disingenuous, as horrible people, as people who don't know what the hell they're talking about. And we become victims of our own perception, which is a really scary thing.
It's just
Nah.
like one of the fathers of Stoicism has said himself, Seneca, we suffer more in imagination than in reality.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like, I saw a podcast from a very famous
No,
per-
Okay,
that
okay.
expression
Celebrity.
brought something to my mind.
Yeah, go.
No, it's just that we suffer more in our imagination than in reality, and sometimes I imagine the scenarios where I have to fight 30 people at once, and I get stabbed and shot and
Yeah.
burned and tortured, and I have to save my family, but I can't, and it's messed up. But okay,
Yeah, and what
that's
do
my
you,
ADHD kicking in.
yeah, and what do you do then? You call Susano?
No, I call upon the Genki Dama, but I reject your energy because you're ugly.
In
Fuck you.
it's another interesting
No.
thing that
And this is not right.
You're going to get cancelled for this.
Please cancel him. I can't stand his ass. Okay, but canceling is not good.
Yeah.
Listen, if you don't like, okay, let me say something. Thank you for reminding me this. If you like this podcast, please watch. If you don't like it, still watch. Get a new perspective. Life bursts out of your bubble. Life is not just about what you think, what you like to hear. Listen, there is YouTubers that are on the left that I still follow. There's people that are on the left that I follow. Bill Maher is an atheist. I believe in God. He's in the left. I'm in the right. I still follow him. My favorite music is hip hop. I'm on the right. The majority of rappers are on the left. Abba and Preach, they're on the left side of the political spectrum. I'm on the right. It's good to have different experiences, to hear different opinions, because you're not alone in this world. Sometimes you're going to listen to things that you do not like to listen. Okay? Sometimes somebody's opinion might offend you. That's okay. Sometimes somebody's joke might offend you. That's okay. The only thing that's not okay is you being a bee about it.
Yeah,
You can curse because I can bloop it.
Okay. The only thing bad about it is when you be a bitch about it. Stop being a bitch. Can you please stop being a bitch? Stop being a bitch.
Okay,
chill, because the
Calm
neighbors are gonna call the police, because...
Man, fuck the police.
no, Abu is saying
And
something.
fuck your neighbors.
Abu is saying told me that he got cancelled because he said I'm an elephant. And
Why do you identify as an elephant, Apple?
Apple.
because he's an elephant.
No.
And he got cancelled because our other elephants doesn't feel like they are elephants.
Yeah.
But why
we
don't they feel
No.
like they're not elephants?
Like I've seen like TikToks, like even like when you like start asking today, like if you ask like how do you go by they, them, he, him, she, her, so people get offended. I saw a TikTok and when someone asked this, the girl was like, "Go fuck yourself,"
Yeah.
because she got offended by like we are supposed to guess today, like what do you go by?
No,
That's
you
why
either
you're-
go by male or female.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why.
but-
But like it get offended. That's
As I thought, people are confused or in what they want to achieve in life. They feel hollow inside. They don't know where to go or what to do. They lack skills because they're pampered all their lives, and nobody's telling them what they should do. So they're having these mental breakdowns, and they're piling up external things on top of each other, so they can have this false sense of them being unique and special when they're not. But
Yeah.
how okay,
You know what?
let's cast aside the jokes and
Why?
calling them stupid memes.
Why-
Please let me
Yeah, sure,
finish.
sorry.
Let's cast this aside. How do we help the youth in this generation find, whether it's in Albania or in the Western world or even in the Eastern world? Because there is a generation in Japan called the Lost Generation, and we're going to get into that in another podcast. But basically, these are people that have lost the chance to get a good life, and now they just live stuck in their homes. How do we help this generation of people? We help these people by helping them first understand where their problems are. Okay? Why they identify the way they identify. Why they are confused. Why they are angry. We help them identify the problem. And beyond that, you know what we do? We don't give them statistics on suicide rate of people that have this particular problem, because we already planned the idea with those statistics that they must commit suicide. That's first. We don't put them on freaking drugs. Listen, I've been depressed before. Perhaps one day I will talk in this podcast or in another public place
Yeah,
about the
that's for
story of
another
my
time.
life. But I've been actually depressed. I've had things that have messed my life up. The way I got away from the depression I felt is not by getting drugs. I didn't go to the therapist a single day in my life. The reason why I helped myself, whether it's through music, hip hop, whether it's through genuine connections, whether it's through betterment of myself and getting skills. Why are people like Jordan Peterson, psychologists like Jordan Peterson, so effective? They help you identify the problem, and instead of giving you damn drugs that perhaps are mostly going to numb your brain and give you statistics that plant the idea of suicide in your head, what they do is they help you establish behaviors and skills that are going to get you out of the situation that you're in. Okay? If you're broke, the solution is not to make a bit of money, so you can buy drugs so you can forget that you're broke. No, the solution is
Go find a job.
yeah, find a job, make more money, start a side hustle like we're doing.
Yeah.
Anything but staying still. Staying still is not the
You
solution.
know,
Working hard.
regards, there are a lot of things that we can go that are very angry, but it's the first problem is everyone. Not everyone have access to or don't want to listen to Jordan Peterson, Andrew Tate, or everybody. But everybody goes to school today. Okay, or 90% of population. Why should we learn in schools some stupid shit that we don't need? We don't need some things that we learn. We learn how to find the x, how to find this in math, or some complicated exercises, or I don't know, because I forgot it. All the math in my
Okay, stop
12
right there. I hate the math.
12 years, I forgot everything. But the thing is, why the schools are not learning, why are not teaching kids about Stoicism, for example? They just have. I remember on my philosophy subject on high school, I just had a half page with who are the fathers of Stoicism and what they say. Nothing more.
Okay. Now,
That's the thing.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Like I think sometimes like the school is useless. Like I always say to like my friends or like people that I know, like if I do like a math like equation in front of the cashier in the supermarket, I'm not going to get food for free. So like that is like why like I'm not like I love math or like science because like it's not gonna do anything for me.
Okay, the school systems of today throughout the world are based on the 1800s Persian system that created workers that were potent enough and skilled enough to do the job, but also docile enough to comply. Now, as far as things like math, chemistry, physics, biology, etc. go, they are necessary for us to create the sense of logic in us. Okay, the way that we go about problems, there is plenty of solutions, but which is the right one, we're going to have to experiment with it and find new ways to make it more efficient. The As far as stoicism goes and teaching stoicism in schools, listen, the subject of philosophy, even if we start teaching it in mass in schools, it's going to be just articulated philosophy. Once upon a time, we were having a conversation between us. I believe it was the day of my birthday about Stoicism, and you said, "Oh, we don't see much of it anymore." And perhaps in the people that surround us, yeah, we don't see a lot of Stoicism. But let's not forget something. Philosophy came from life. We didn't get birth from philosophy. Philosophy
Yeah.
was birthed by
Of course.
us. So the most effective way to teach Stoicism or to teach other life-saving issues, whether it's physically or mentally, it's by giving experience, examples, putting people in charge that exuberate this stoic behavior, that are skillful. We don't need a teacher that's a complete loser. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but no.
But-
That person is uninspiring. Especially going back to the thing that Jordan Peterson said, that the school is not designed for boys. Okay?
Yeah, because boys, 94 or 95%, something like that, of boys all around the world fail at school. They fail at.
Yeah.
Sometimes they fail bad. Sometimes they fail a little bit
Better, yeah.
better. But at the end of the day, it's failure.
It's because
Either way.
well, first of all, boys, men in general are disagreeable by nature. We don't
Yes.
comply easily. So you telling us to sit for X amount of hours and do the X amount of work is not going to help us. Especially with the aggressiveness that we have, our brain that works in a way that is not compliant or anything like that. We need to be moving. And the way I'll incorporate this type of teaching, of course, there needs to be a certain level of discipline because not everything is going to be catered to your liking. But the way I'll incorporate this in schools is by making sure that the theory and practice go hand in hand. Okay, especially in the school system in Albania today, practice is almost non-existent. Outside of some private schools, in public schools, you don't have practice of the
No.
things that you learn, whether it's chemistry, biology, physics, maths. Well, maths is mostly theory in of itself. But,
Yeah, I want to give a personal example, and I think that we should finish because this subject can go on and on. I have, you know, when I finished high school, when I learned all the grades from the final exams, I don't know, I felt a little bit empty. Not only because it was the end of the road, 12 years of school, you know, meeting good friends, meeting bad people. I don't know, but I felt empty because I don't know, it was a feeling that inside me said, what am I going to do next? Even as I finished bachelor, no, university, still I felt it a little bit, not as much now, but I felt it along the way, not on the graduation, but before that, because I knew how would it go. I just felt that okay, I can find a way because maybe I feel myself I'm comfortable finding a way. But what about others? It's a
How
little
do they
bit.
find the way?
How do they? How will they feel? They went 3 years 12 years plus 3 years in university. 15 years they go, they learned. Most of them didn't learn anything.
Yeah. Mhm.
Even the students that learned, they don't remember anything after the
Yeah,
exam
of
is
course.
finished. But how will they go in life? Maybe time will tell. I want to share just a thing. I had a very good teacher.
Yeah.
She taught me on 11th grade in
Mm.
high school. She taught me literature,
Yeah.
only literature, because it's different. The Albanian language and literature were once the same subject and they divided it. You learn
Yeah.
literature on one class and Albanian language on another class.
Yeah.
Yet we changed the teacher on the 11th grade, and I think that was one of the two things that the principal, that old lady, did it right.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to offend the teachers, but in Albania, teachers come in class and talk only to the good students.
Yeah.
They talk to them, they don't care anything about the other ones, and it just, we in Albania say that all of us have heard that the girls are the better ones on the class.
Yeah.
All the boys don't learn, which was not true
with the
on my case.
sexism. Stop with the sexism in schools. Misandry is not cool. Okay, I'm very, very sad that you don't give a damn.
The
I'm
thing,
sorry, I can't go on.
the thing is that that teacher didn't said that not only once. Believe me, I and was one of my friends. We talked all of our literature classes, and the teacher was very impressed because he said, "You two boys, you think out of boxes."
Yeah.
She said it on the third, on the fourth time.
Yeah.
And she said that I will tell you later. And I remember all the good girls that were good students, they learned it, all the subject, but they didn't thought it for themselves.
Yeah.
That teacher had a different methodology. She said that take that part of the book. I remember Jagoret from Balzac.
Yeah.
Tell me, what do you think? And one of the girls said, well, I think that as the book says, no. And the girl got scared. What, did I say something wrong? Yeah, you did. I'm not talking about the book. I have the book right here, young lady. I want your opinion. Yeah, and she continued again. As I was saying, the book itself. No. We're not gonna continue like this. I don't know what the other.
Because she was teaching you critical thinking.
Yeah. I will go there. I want your opinion on that situation. It's a very simple situation there. If you were the one of the characters there, what will you do? Or what do we learn from this? And believe me, 10 girls didn't said anything critical.
Yeah.
They just said that I think that from when the author said that, he told us this story because, as the book says, all of them. And the teacher says like that, if you continue like this, you will not pass my class.
Yeah.
We all went, whoa,
Well,
a 1G has come.
Yeah.
And I never would forget her, because when the girls weren't be active, she always talked to us 2 or 3 boys, and she was talking about her experiences. How can we plan them? How can we learn from that author? Just like Dostoevsky, Balzac, Flaubert, you know those.
She made teaching fun because
Yeah, it was Wednesdays, and I was getting on Wednesday day morning, and I was saying, oh yeah, I have literature today.
Yeah.
And she taught us, please think outside the boxes, please.
Yes. Because
I don't want parrots.
yes,
I want real thinkers.
I think what's going on today is that we are doing things backwards. In subjects that are subjective, okay, like literature, we're telling people what to say and think, or whether it's literature, movies, theaters, art in general, that are subjective parts of our society. we tell people how to think,
Yeah.
what to say. And when it comes to things that are objective parts of our society, we tell them, it's all subjective. Don't worry about it. It's all to your opinion. We're messing up the mind of our youth. They're messing up our minds because we're part of the youth as well.
You know, it was a professor. Sorry, I'm quitting. I will say this, and I think I have to finish. I had when I was a little bit bullied when I was on the fourth grade, fifth grade.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and sometimes on the sixth. Till the lion came up and just double legged one of the guys, the big bully, and just took him on neon belly and just slapping his face just like Tommy and Jerry.
Did you like it though?
I felt it a lot. And one
Wait,
professor...
whoa, pause.
I felt his pain. I enjoyed it.
Did he like it though? He liked it.
He said, why are you doing this to me? Because you've been bullying me for 3 years?
Yeah.
And the gym professor said, why did you did that? You are a good kid. Why did you...
Do that, yeah.
You had to do that because he was doing to me for 3 years and you didn't say anything.
And now I'm doing.
You didn't come to tell me. Sorry, but if one thing is obvious, I don't have to go to you. You have to go to us. That's my way of thinking. Was the biology professor? I won't forget. Any time he was just like, just like a good grandpa to me.
Yeah.
The thing is that he always, when he saw that they bullied me, always come to me. Please say what they did to you. I will talk to them. Please just talk to someone.
Yeah.
Don't keep anything to yourself.
Yeah.
Believe me. And he also said something. One time I was crying because I said something on one literature class. It was the 6th grade. I was crying on the gym, and he came. He was just going around playing some basketball with himself,
Yeah.
having a me time,
Yeah.
and he told me, "Why are you crying?" "Oh, I don't know, professor, because the other kids are bullying me because they say I'm different."
Yeah.
Please wipe up your tears. You go to them and you make joke with all of them because they are all the same. That's the beauty in life, to be different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from that day, I don't know, something changed in me. It was just like, and I think that not all the teachers are bad, but I think we remember just 2 or 3 that are good.
Yeah.
It's quality before
Quantity. Yeah.
quantity. Yeah. That's a beautiful
Well,
experience I will never forget.
Well, I think, listen, with all the problems that I've gone through my life, I think bullying was the least of them. Okay? I don't remember, there's some lessons that I have from being bullied, and I've been bullied to the point that I had 20 people at once jumping me. But considering family issues, economical issues that I had, bullying right now seems such minuscule. Maybe because some of the issues that I've had in the family and economic side of things during my childhood are still present day, and bullying is like a distant thought because I'm not getting bullied anymore. I haven't gotten bullied for the past 5 years. because I've stood
You're
up
lying. I bullied you before 1 hour ago.
I have good news. The podcast today is over an hour.
Ooh.
It's
You
it's 1
Do
hour
you
and
think, Regards, it's time to let the people have fun and stop making
It's
their
1
lives
hour and
miserable
4
listening
minutes.
to us?
Okay.
Just finish your thought.
The
And
closing sentence. I understand that sometimes the rules that your parents and everyone or the society imposes on you seem too much, but have be enough of a grown-up person to look at it objectively and think through it all. Think what is beneficiary to you, to bettering your life as a human being, and then think of the things that are stupid and make no sense, and then cast them aside. If you're going to live a good life, you still can be a good person that is God-fearing, God-loving, that loves his family, loves his community, and is a positive influence, whether directly or indirectly in his community, while still enjoying the fruits of your labor. And the second thing that I wanted to say is make people understand where the problem is, and then help them to get skills and go through experiences that are going to help change them. Don't just tell them you're wrong about this. Shut up, you're stupid, because that never helped anyone.
Do you know why we will be rich one day, Gersi?
Because I'm a mega maniacal. Because
He's a mega mind
Maniac.
guy for being.
because basically it's do or die.
You know, some people have death wish, you have money wish. It's
Oh, I have both.
you have both.
I have schizophrenia. Ah,
No,
You know-
schizophrenia is
you know
when you like see
do,
things.
do you know why?
I'm seeing things.
Do you know people like Andrew Tate, Jordan Peterson, Dan Penna? You know they are millionaires because do the problem solving. It's like they are problem solvers on their own fields, and that's why they are being paid, because it's very different to solve a problem.
No, and this is where you're wrong. They don't solve the problem.
They tell you.
They tell you where the problem is and help you solve the problem. So one day you can solve problems without needing them, and that's what makes them great.
Good angle. So all
Oh,
of you.
he's seen demons.
So
Fuck you,
So-
demon.
So, I don't know that we have been a little bit annoying today, but please, people, go home, drink some wine,
Enjoy your food.
eat some popcorns, watch a
Have
good
some sex.
movie, kiss the girl or your wife, not mistresses.
Okay.
And,
anything you'd like to say, Yanni? Bro, you're not the thinker. Go.
Okay. Well, everyone knows what I'm gonna say. Don't waste your time watching this show.
This is a man's world.